Hi, I'm Nick Gross, and this is the third video in a series of videos that I am doing on the predictive models for the 2024 presidential election. In particular, I am looking at the 538 model here on the right and the Nate Silver's model on the left. And I've done previous videos explaining a little bit about these two models and their relationship to each other. What I want to cover today is what the sort of bottom line results are and how to interpret those bottom line results from these two models. So the 538 model here is showing a win probability, and both models show a win probability for the presidential election. And what they mean by that is an electoral college win. So that is to say, the likelihood that each of the candidates will get to 270 electoral votes or higher. And that is very different from the popular vote win uh, shown here, or the percentage of the popular vote that you're seeing. So the interesting thing is that both models predict that Harris, at this point, Harris will win the popular vote. In the case of Nate Silver's model, it's by 1%. In the case of the 538 model, it's closer to 3%. And you can think of that as what are the polls telling you, right? What is the national polls telling you? However, the win probability in both these cases depends on the electoral college vote. And you can see that they're both actually telling you something what appears to be slightly different. That is, in the 538 model, Harris has a 55% chance of winning the electoral college vote, whereas in the Nate Silver's model, he's got Trump is predicted to win the electoral college vote by almost a 60% chance. These sound like they're completely different predictions, and they aren't. What it's telling you is this race is very close, because this is, in one case, Harris has a 4 in 10 chance of winning the electoral college vote, and the other one slightly more than a 5% a 5 in 10 chance of winning the electoral college vote. It's not quite so. It's almost a coin flip on the 538 model. It's not quite a coin flip on Nate Silver's model. So the message then is that this is a very close race when measured by the electoral college vote, which is how we select our presidents in the United States. Okay, and that's going to be different from the popular vote, and it's going to be different from the polling averages, which, again, both 538 and Nate Silver show Harris with a polling average lead. But the important thing, the big difference here, is if you look at the polling average in Pennsylvania here and here, and the way they do polling averages, which polls they include, how they do the averaging, each one has its own little special sauce, but roughly they follow the same formula. What's the quality of the polls? How big is the sample? How recently was it done? And actually, what you can see is that in Pennsylvania, which is a tipping point state, which I'll get into in another video, but it's one of the quote unquote swing states. You can see that the first off, there haven't been many polls done since Labor Day, which is just a couple of days ago as of filming this. And they again roughly give Harris the same chance of winning same polling average win for the state, about 1% chance. But there's other things that come into play when trying to figure out who's going to win the state. And in fact, when you go to there's the polling average, so they have Nate Silver's got the Democrat Harris up by 1, but when you go to the probability that Harris is going to win Pennsylvania right now, it's a 60-40 split in favor of Trump. So 60% of the time Trump would win this. So Trump has a 60% chance of winning the state. It's Harris has a slight chance of winning, a slim lead in the percentage of winning. Again, this has to do with the percentage of times that you flip the coin and you're going to get one outcome or the other outcome. The trick with the elections is we only get to flip the coin once, right? And if it's a toss up, right, either with the 538 average showing that Harris has a slightly better than 50% chance of winning, or Trump with the Nate Silver's average has a 60% chance of winning. It's either a coin flip or a slightly weighted coin flip, but we're flipping coins here. And so what's the likelihood that any one coin flip comes up heads or tails is about what's going on.